Hello everyone, I am the Basement Weep, you can call me Nova, and today we will be talking about Demon Slayer. Now, I finished Demon Slayer about a week ago as of the recording of this video, and let me tell you, when I finished it, I was, 10 minutes after I finished the video, I was raring to go, I was set up to record, I was ready. And then there were people downstairs, and then I couldn't record the rest of the day, and then the next day I had work, and then the day after that, my figure came, and so I did the Osamu Dazai unboxing video, and then I had more work, and then I had the other unboxing video, and there was just too much stuff going on, and I just had not had the time to record, so that's why this video is coming out much later than I had planned it. I had planned it to come out right after, the, free Dive to the Future unboxing. I had planned for that to be for this video to be the video right after that, but it just unfortunately didn't happen, so that's why it's coming out now. So, there's that. Alright, let's actually get into the video proper here. I've rambled long enough. So, number one thought that this is the most important thought in my brain right now about Demon Slayer. Inosuke is best boy. I don't care what anyone says. I like Tanjiro. Tanjiro's fine, but Inosuke is best boy. You can't top a chaotic, feral gremlin child just acting like a crazy person. I don't care. Inosuke is the best. I love this boy. He is such a good child. It's just so much fun. Whenever he's on screen, I am grinning like a maniac or screaming, depending on how much they decided to abuse him that particular episode. That one spider demon just really screwed my boy. I am not happy about, all that, and I was very sad. I was like, why? No, don't kill my boy! And then I was very glad that Gyu showed up, but I love Inosuke. He brings me so much joy, anything Tanjiro can do, I can do better. It's like, oh, you darling child. I just love whenever he's on screen. I love it. It brings me so much happiness, watching, he's a stupid person, just objectively he's kind of dumb, but he tries so hard. And he's confident in his stupidity, and it's just very, very amusing to watch, and there's just no really logical reason, he's just the best, that's an objective fact, and you can't fight me on it, Number two most pressing thought about Demon Slayer, I don't know if this is, an unpopular opinion or not, but, Zenitsu doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people did not like the screaming. I know a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, Zenitsu, shut up. I hate you. But, and just to be clear, I watched the dub, and I do think, going back to Inosuke, I forgot to add this, all of the dub voice actors, in my opinion, did a really, really good job. Bryce Papenbrook did a really good job making Inosuke sound like an insane feral gremlin child, and I think Zenitsu's voice actor, oh crap, I forgot his name. But he's good. Whoever he is. He's a good voice actor. And the way he chose to do it, he keeps the serious bits serious, and he goes all out for the screaming bits. And I really liked it, I didn't think there was anything wrong with all the screaming. It didn't bother me. I know it bothered a lot of people, but when I was watching it, right, there was a point usually right at the point where I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this, he would stop screaming. And that always happened. It felt like they made it go on just long enough to the point where I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this, can we stop? And then it stopped. For me, it never got to the point where I was just like, oh my gosh, Zenitsu, enough, I am tired of this, please be quiet, because every time he does it, he's overreacting, and he's acting like a complete idiot, and it's hilarious, because he's overreacting all the time. That one bit, I think it's episode 24, when he goes to do the rehabilitation training with Tanjiro and Inosuke, and he takes them outside, I was like, oh, he's gonna be mad that they got to be with girls for 2 weeks, and he didn't, and I didn't think he'd be mad at them for looking, haggard after coming back from the training, but I knew it'd be something to do with that, and it was so hilarious because it was just so dumb and so stupid, he was totally overreacting, but it was hilarious because he was overreacting and acting like a complete idiot, making a fool out of himself. So I don't know. I found Inosuke very, very funny, and I really enjoyed watching him humiliate himself in front of everybody. And another thing is when he gets too out of control, Tanjiro always stops him. So he gets stopped before he gets to the point where he's like unable to be redeemed. So I don't know. I didn't hate Inosuke. Not Inosuke. I didn't hate Zenitsu. I liked his time on screen, and I enjoy him as a character. I don't think he's the best character, but he's a good character all the same. Alright, so this is kind of my last, pressing thought about Demon Slayer. I'll give my general thoughts on the show after this. But, the third thing that I just really, really like about Demon Slayer is the fact that Tanjiro is still learning, in, obviously, spoilers, but, in episode 19, when he's fighting Rui, and he does an amazing thing. He does this Hinokami, I think it's Hinokami? Something like that. Kagura, where he, does this fire thing that no one's ever seen before, that's never been done before. It's amazing, He's done something that no one has ever done, and it's absolutely incredible. But he's still new. He's only been at this for, 2 or 3 years. He's very new at this, and he's not a master of his art, of his breathing, art form by a long shot, because he's brand new at it. So it makes sense that he can't kill a 12 Kizuki yet, because he's still so new. And I really liked that. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool, he beat Rui, and then it's like, oh, he didn't beat Rui, and I actually was like, I'm not disappointed by that. I really liked that twist that he couldn't beat Rui because he's so new. It's like he has to work really hard for things. He doesn't just get things because he's the main character. Right at the start of the show, he had to work for 2 years just to get to the point where he could just kill a basic demon. And then he had to go through freaking final selection, and then killed his first, was that when I think that was when he killed, technically, actually killed his first real demon, where he actually beheaded the demon for the very first time, was that giant demon that ate all of Urokodaki's students. So, yeah, but that was the time, but he had to work for 2 years just to get to that point, and then he had to train for, another year, I think, or so, or at least 6 to 12 months, to get to the point where he could come close to killing a 12 Kizuki. He had to work for a long-ass time to get to that point. And he's still learning. And he's still going on in training. And he had to work for, I think, 2 weeks to a month to master total concentration breathing constant, where he was doing it all the time to build his strength and his stamina, and he had to work so hard to get to that point. And I really liked that, the whole thing with Tanjiro is, if you don't put in the work, you don't get the results. If you work really hard and you do things, you can learn and you can be better, but you can't do that if you don't work hard. And I really, really liked that, because it felt real, it didn't feel like, oh, Tanjiro's just getting things because he's the main character, he's not getting power-ups for power-up's sake. Not a diss to, Naruto or any of that, but some of those power-ups, in, the Great Ninja War, I have not seen the whole show. I've kind of dabbled. My sister watched the entire thing, and sometimes I would watch when she was around, but, some of those power-ups in the Great Ninja War kind of felt like power-ups for power-up's sake. And that's not a bad thing, but, in a show like Demon Slayer, I like seeing, people having to actually really work hard. Even main characters having to work really hard to get to a point without just, getting things handed to them on a silver platter, I just really like it, it was different than what I was used to, and I really appreciated that. So, alright, here's the last section of the video, kind of just my general overall thoughts about Demon Slayer. Really good. I really liked it. I do not think it is S tier. I know a lot of people just kind of went crazy for Demon Slayer, and I don't think it was the greatest. I don't think it's S tier. I do think it is a very strong A tier if I'm going with, a ranking system. I like the show a lot. I would definitely watch it again if given the opportunity. I will be going to see Mugen Train the movie in theaters because that's part of why I started binging it, because I was like, okay, this is a movie I probably want to go see in theaters because I'd seen the PVs and things, and I was like, this movie looks like it's going to be freaking epic and I want to go see this in theaters. So I decided to just binge like the second half of the show in like 2 days. So but yeah, so I really like it. I understand the hype. I do think that it is kind of something that, normies would like, for like a starting anime. So I understand like why some of like most of the people who like went absolutely crazy over it were people who might not be as deep in the community, like was it Beast or I think it was Ninja that really really liked Demon Slayer, and that's totally fine. Demon Slayer is your favorite anime ever, good on ya. It's not my favorite anime ever. This is obviously everything in this video is just my personal opinion on things, but I do think Demon Slayer is definitely, in terms of like animation and voice acting and general story, like in terms of animation, it's definitely S tier. Like the animation in the show, like the old painting style that like the water has, and just the general animation that it has, and the very unique character designs, definitely S tier. Overall story, because of the fact that it just doesn't do anything new and innovative, it is A tier. But again, very very solid show overall. I really really like Demon Slayer, and I think the entertainment red light district, I think, arc is going to be animated here at some point in 2021, and obviously I'm going to go see the movie, so when those come out I will definitely be excited, and I will definitely probably be giving my thoughts on the Mugen Train movie when it does come out in theaters. But anyway, that will be all for today. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be linking my Patreon down below, and have a good rest of your day. See ya!